Hey all, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at this guy, Shattered Glass Goldbug, the devious, the selfish, and some might even say the maniacal Goldbug. Yeah, this is where Autobots are bad guys. How well did this guy turn out? We're about to find out in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, light 'em up, baby. And hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And this is Goldbug. I've been hard on this mold ever since it first came out as Cliffjumper. I don't think it's particularly the best mold, but maybe it works quite well for Shattered Glass Goldbug. I find this really interesting because as I look at the way the yellow and black are transposed and laid out here, I really think about some of those like stealth bumblebees we've gotten. And I think about how many times have we kind of had a Shattered Glass Bumblebee. I also find it very interesting that, at least as of this recording, we didn't actually get like a proper universe version of Goldbug out of this, even though I said real early on that if you're going to use this mold, Throttlebots make sense. I'm kind of happy that we don't have a Bumblebee here and that we have a Goldbug, just for a little bit of differentiation. How well is this usage of the mold? Well, we're about to find out when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And yes, indeed, we dive into another Shattered Glass lad here with Goldbug. And he's a bit of a mixed bag, again, as a lot of these Shattered Glass guys have been. But before we can talk about him and look at him, you know what we gotta do. Packaging first! And again, this package was pretty janked up when it came in. Again, courtesy of our buddy Razor Bear. I like the shattered glass look. It's too bad mine was bent up in places it wasn't supposed to be bent up. It is what it is. Quick little bio back here of Goldbug and his history of how he, came to fall in line with Optimus Prime. I didn't show this, I don't think, with Blur, and I don't think I showed it with Megatron, so I'll show it now. Inside the packaging, if you're so inclined, much like Studio Series, if you want, I think you could, you could take that out and like use it as a setup. It's pretty flimsy. It's not really going to stand. It's just a backing, but some people have taken this out and actually found a way to, I guess, set it up as a backing. So it's an option if that's what you want to do. Our boy comes with what looks to be issue 4 of the Shattered Glass comic. I haven't read any of these yet. They're all out of order. The releases have been out of order. At least they have been getting to me, and I still got a couple that I don't yet have. Even though some people have all of them. Go figure, right? Just look at those bright, beautiful instructions. You can see that we have a nice bright blue, and we have the pieces that move and whatnot highlighted in pink. That looks really nice. It's nice. I wish all instructions looked this good. As with literally every single version of this mold, we have that huge launcher thing. This one is mostly black, some gold pieces and some gold accents, and of course the blue on the front. No, I have zero concern about GPS. Before anybody bothers to say GPS isn't a thing anymore, they changed the chemical makeup many moons ago. It used to be a problem, but it's not really anymore. Thankfully, because of science. And finally, yes, here we have Goldbug, and I think that this is a great mold for the Throttlebots. I don't think it's a great mold overall, but I think this and retools of it could be great for the Throttlebots. As it goes for Shattered Glass Goldbug, it's hard to say because the only other one that we had was in 2008. It was part of that BotCon set, and what they used for him there was a version of Cybertron Hotshot. So this is a very different take. Like, the thighs should be gold. They're black here. The lower legs should be black, but where the gold highlights here are like on the toes and stuff, that should be more up on the shin. The arms are mostly black. The hands, I think they're supposed to be black, while really the biceps are gold. The head is right. The chest is supposed to have a mix of gold and black. So this is a stretch for that character. I think the mold makes sense for it, but I can only give it about this is so hard. Objectively, based on the previous fiction of Goldbug, I look at this and I think, for Shattered Glass Goldbug, yeah, I see what you're doing. In fact, anytime we've had a black version of Bumblebee, like in Transformers Prime, we had a stealth version. Now I see this and I think, wait, was that a Shattered Glass version of Bumblebee, or could it have been? Based on the fiction that we have and the body type that we have, I feel like this guy's more like a 6. It's shoehorned in. But I also feel like that this is more of the body type that this guy always should have had. So for that, I give it more of a 9 subjectively. So objectively, quite low, about a 6. Subjectively, about a 9. In fact, so much so that here we have him next to the Worlds Collide set Bumblebee, which I plan to turn into Bumper. I even have the head, I just haven't painted it yet. But, like, yeah, good guy Bumblebee, bad guy Bumblebee, basically. I looked at the World Collides pack in episode 902. I talked about the paint apps there for this guy. Again, not particularly high. The articulation I said was a 10. The transformation I said was a 7.5. Because maybe an 8, because I thought this has been one of the best juices of this mold that I have experienced yet, with things actually working smoothly. How will Goldbug fare? We'll see. I do have his big can of things slung on his back. It of course can go in his hand. I'm going to take that off. The articulation of the head goes left and see if I can do this. Left and right. The arms go all the way around, out to the side, very far. 90 degree, we have a a bicep swivel, we have wrist swivel, which is nice. We have a waist on the guy, which is nice, and actually tight, unlike Bug Bite, who is loosey-goosey. The legs, they can go all the way forward, they can go all the way back, they can go all the way out to the side, 90 degree at the knee. We do have a thigh swivel built inside the thigh, which is nice. And we do have ankle tilt, which is also nice. So, articulation, I think that he has everything I could want. I'm going to give the articulation a 10. As for the transformation, I'm not going to show it because we've seen it 100 times. And he looks like this. But, of course, before I show that, here he is with his whole team and his leader. For the record, that in. For the record, the axe that is over Optimus's hand is a custom axe that was done by our buddy Dragonfly. I like this. You know, give me a Jetfire, and I think I'm pretty cool for Autobot Shattered Glass. You know, for an Autobot Shattered Glass team, I might add a custom Ironhide or something like that. We'll see. I don't need a huge team, but, you know, these are formidable. As of this recording, I only have Megatron to go against him. He doesn't have anybody in his corner, at least not yet. And boom, yes indeed, here we have the alt mode. This blue is really throwing me off. I'm not gonna lie. It's really, either all of it should have been translucent or none of it should have been. That's really jarring to me. I will note that we do have a peg hole back right here, and in that peg hole we can take his blaster and should be able to put that down there. And then these apparently can go in on the side. This one came out. It's not the most solid, but I guess it holds okay. That's some storage. We've seen different options for this in the past where you lift up the back piece here, and we've seen these two side pieces be front skids, and these two barrels, they can go like on the sides as thrusters, and this back piece can flatten out underneath. We've seen all that. This is just a different configuration again. Something new to show. That being said, I do love the interplay of the gold and black here. I think it looks brilliant. Not the smoothest transformation again. I'm going back to a 7.5. It's all right. I've never been blown away by this, and while I appreciate that the articulation is improved with tighter joints, doing that also made, I felt, things want to knock into each other a little bit more. It's okay. It's all right. I'm very glad to have a version of Shattered Glass Goldbug because I like Shattered Glass. but it's just not the strongest mold in my personal opinion. And here we are once again, and here he is, and like, okay, so I love the coloration. I love the gold and whatnot. Now, I do find the painted blue on the back window real jarring next to the translucent on the sides and the front. Real jarring. I also find that while the articulation is great, the transformation on this one is pretty cumbersome. It's not one of the better uses of the mold. I really struggle to get everything tabbed in just right on this version. Luckily, he's going to be in robot most of the time. I like the clean tempo of the Autobot symbol. I love the head sculpt. I think it worked out tremendously well. Great look, great articulation, still kind of an iffy transformation. Let me know what you guys think about Shattered Glass Goldbug. I'm happy to add him to my Autobot ranks, my evil Autobot ranks. I don't need, hundreds of shattered glass, but a nice little team is pretty nice to see. I appreciate you guys coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. While you're at it, please remember to hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and especially don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you right there, you do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.